How is everybody doing today? I'm Cameron Meredith with ADU West Coast, and today we're going to talk about what ADU stands for. What is an ADU? And then we're going to go through and talk about, or just kind of show you some examples, some floor plans. That way you get an idea of what this is and what people are doing as far as accessory dwelling units. But with that being said, an ADU actually stands for accessory dwelling unit. You might have already heard that as a mother-in-law quarter or granny flat. There's other, little names for it, but pretty much what people are doing, especially here in California, is they're building accessory dwelling units in their backyard or out of their garage as another unit on their property. Um, I won't go into too much details of the rules of that. I think this video is just going to be what an accessory dwelling unit is. That way you can kind of get a feel and an idea for it. So first off, let's talk about, just exactly what that is. So it's a separate structure. It can be either out of a detached garage. It actually technically doesn't have to be separate. It can be out of a detached garage, an attached garage. You can actually create a junior ADU out of a part of your living room or a part of your existing house into another livable space. But pretty much an accessory dwelling unit stands for another separate living space that has its own kitchen, bath, and it's its own separate living facility. So in order for it to be permitted as an accessory dwelling unit, it has to have a functioning kitchen and bath, okay? So those are some requirements. Here is just an example of a one-bedroom ADU unit. So you can kind of see how that lays out. So again, it could be, let's say this is a two-car garage. You can convert that into a one-bedroom or a studio. And then you can also build, if your backyard's big enough, from the ground up here. So this would be your one-bedroom accessory dwelling unit here. And then here is your two-bedroom accessory dwelling unit. So if you have a little bit bigger garage, or if you wanted to extend that garage out, that's doable. And then also if you wanted to obviously build it from the ground up, if your lot's big enough, one rule is it has to be 50% of the existing square footage of the main house. So for example, if your main house was 2,000 square feet, you can build a 1,000 square foot accessory dwelling unit in your backyard. So again, these are just layouts. There's a one bedroom and a two bedroom for you to look at. I did want to go through a property here. That way you get an idea of the look from the top, the Google Maps view. This is not a project that we've done. It's just one to show you guys an example. I do have pictures of it. I found it on the MLS online. But here, this property, you can see what they did. It's a single family lot. Here's that single family home. And then right over here in this garage area, that's where they built the ADU out of. So you can see it's two separate structures. That's usually a pretty good setup for an accessory dwelling unit, just because it's two separate living facilities. And then, as we go through the pictures here, you can see how they did that. So there's the front of the house. It's loading up here. There we go. So there's the front of the house. And then as we go in the back, we already entered inside the accessory dwelling unit. So this is what it looks like from the inside. That way you guys can kind of see what it looks like. They did a little bit nicer finishes in this. It looks like they got some nice wood floors. They got a beam in there. So this one looks like it's done pretty well, and it looks pretty spacious. Obviously they have a studio. You can see the bedroom here. It's one big open space. But something like this, you can either move an in-law in, you can move a younger, adult in, family member. You can also rent it out. So for this area, something like this, you can probably get $1,700, $1,800 for something like that. So again, here's kind of their outdoor space. Most of them have little outdoor spots, but that's pretty much it. Again, it's just wanted to keep the video short, just kind of go over what an accessory dwelling unit is. Again, it's a second or third living facility, and it has to have a functioning bath, as well as a functioning kitchen. So it has to be a totally separate living facility. But if anybody here has any questions on that, feel free to comment below. You can also follow us on our website, on our Instagram, Facebook, and all that. And again, we'd love to answer any questions, and we'll post some more videos here soon. Thanks.